Happy July, my friends. We've been covering the Marvel Godzilla comic all month long, so I thought let's give the DC version a shot. I was reading this issue by issue last year and posted up some reviews then, but I got the hardcover graphic novel here, so I figure why not go through the whole thing and just talk about how fun the story is while looking at the art and just show off the quality of the actual collected edition itself. That's the dust jacket of the thing, but if we slip that off, you can see we got this real nice full wraparound piece of artwork here. That looks real cool. I like that a lot. So this is a real good quality book. The binding's nice. You can see here it's got like it's a little tight, but it is a sewn binding, so that's pretty cool. I like that. And of course, you know, just like any book you got, you are going to have to kind of hold it open a little bit just at the front there. But we got some great artwork in here, some real fun writing. Here's the credits. And I tell you what, there's a plethora of covers at the back of the book too that we'll look at, and that's by a variety of different people. But oh man, how cool is that cover right there? Woo, that's a piece of artwork. I like that. And one thing of note about this book that I find very interesting, as we'll see looking through it, is it has an interesting place in continuity where it kicks off here with Clark Kent proposing to Lois, and she knows that he's Superman, but their proposal is interrupted by Godzilla just showing up on the scene. So already that just kind of gives us a clue that this doesn't take place quite in the universe we know. But what's great is it's an amalgamation of pretty much all the variety of different DC universes. So we do have our main Justice League set up, and we have Hal as Green Lantern and Barry as Flash. But we got Kara there as Supergirl, and we got Billy as Shazam. We see him later. But there's a whole set of crew. Like, we also see Cassie from the Titans, and we end up seeing Wally in his current Flash form as well. And just the types of characters who appear and the timing they do just doesn't quite fit. But I like this bit here kind of with the hinting at what's to come, but it's kind of a fake out being Titano. Forgive me for doing a little bit of a rewind there. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself flipping the pages as I talk. This is going to be a long volume though. I can't do the whole thing and just soaking in every page. But one thing I do like that is very fun about this book is we have a good pairing of just like the Legion of Doom here, and we even get a call out to the Super Friends with them kind of bickering, and Cheetah proposing like, what, do we lose because we're not all some such super friends like them? Like, come on, that's silly. But this whole plot kicks off with Luthor setting up this break-in to the Fortress of Solitude, and he's trying to steal Metron's chair there and the mother box. But Toyman ends up getting a hold of the Dreamstone and causes a whole lot of damage. Here we can see this wonderful panel that, taken out of context, could be Clark proposing to Bruce. But of course they're just talking and discussing his proposal that he's going to do to Lois. I could see somebody just snipping that out though, and like not even showing the words in there and just showing the picture. That'd be funny. That's a good like trolling thing to do. But this is great because, you know, the Justice League is taking care of everything today because it's Clark's special day, so they want everything to go right for him. So they're handling this break into the fortress, and I just gotta say, I love the little touches and dynamic that this writer Brian does here with all the different characters. It feels like he knows them all well enough to inject a little bit of each individuality into all of them, and we get a lot of characters throughout this book. And a lot of them you kind of wish were in it more because they're enjoyable, but there's so much going on in here. And this is just a great page I'm soaking in with the fight. I love this punch Flash gives Snart. But here we get a scene with all the different commotion going on with folks fighting. Toyman ends up throwing a bomb which hits the nth metal mace and causes a crazy explosion. And that's gonna end up just transporting a bunch of people God knows where. And then we're gonna be back up at the Daily Planet, because all of this was a flashback from the very beginning when Godzilla showed up. So here we see that most of the Legion here's been transported to who knows where, but we know is Skull Island. And we get one of these creepy crawlies, and then the big man himself showing up, and they are all in awe, but Grodd especially, which is very fun and appropriate. But they end up finding a Monarch base in there, and Luthor gets to work quick getting all that data and finding out what's going on with these different Titans and their whole situation. But yeah, so we get a Toyman who's looking at all these different monsters on the computer and realizing they're like the best toys ever, and he just wishes for them. He wishes for them to be back on Earth and to take care of the Justice League. And well, hey, he's got that Dreamstone, so sure enough, that's exactly what happens. And boom, that's where we start off at the beginning. Superman flies out towards Godzilla, and that is what kicks us off into the series. Hella fun. I love this page right here of him just flying right towards him and how hulking and scary Godzilla looks. And we got that really cool cover with him right in the atomic blast. So awesome. So here they're having a bit of a standoff, and Superman gets a real good punch in, but he gets punched right back with the tail. And he goes flying. We got the Justice League coming in, Flash taking care of a lot of the people. I like I like how just nonchalant and just disappointed the people in this office building are to have to evacuate. Like this ain't their first rodeo. We got the rest of the Justice League kind of coming to report in. I like the little sidecar that Holly's in. That's fun. The dynamic between Green Lantern, Green Arrow, and Flash in this book is fantastic. I must say. And I love all these creatures coming up. I love the legendary monsters. The kaiju that show up in the Monsterverse, as they call it. I still think that name's kind of dumb. I wish they chose something else. But I love all the creature designs that I've seen. I have not seen the HBO show, I must say. But I've read, I believe, all of the legendary-based comics. And I really dig the designs a lot. But him especially, I love him. He is so cool. And it's really awesome when you see him get up on his hind legs. But yeah, so we got a slew of kaiju showing up all across the world of DC right here. And we get Green Arrow dropped off on Skull Island, because, you know, he's got some experience checking out some uncharted islands. But everyone's just figuring out what's going on and where they are, because they've all been transported back to Earth. And Luthor's quickly getting caught up by Mercy there, and Superman's fighting Godzilla while Lois watches on, all freaking out. Very cool. I love this guy. He is so creepy looking. Now, I would really like to see him done in an actual movie. That would be pretty awesome. we saw some of these guys show up in the last movie, New Empire, which was great. But man, they got dispatched so quickly, and like I'd like to see them being active and like doing a bit more and being more of a threat just solo, because they are all really cool, and it seems like each new one that's introduced is rad. But it's real funny that he gets paired up with all the Bat people. I gotta say, I do not like Jason Todd back. I don't like him as the vigilante Red Hood, and it feels really dumb that he's in here and working with them all so well. But I love how he is a rogue agent, and everyone does kind of hate him. And I love this bit coming up here. First, I gotta just focus on, it's cool that he does get shot right in the face there and nailed in the eye, and I'm loving all this destruction. And Canary's real cool too. She's looking awesome on that bike there. But this panel right up here where Batgirl just decks him and knocks him straight out. That was a little bit cathartic for me as a fan. I like that. That's fun. Especially on a reread, knowing it's coming up. But yeah, we get some real awesome scenes with this Batwing here, and I dig it. It is real cool. I always dig the design of that ship, though. It's just awesome. It looks exactly like the bat symbol, but it also works so dynamically as a vehicle. It's just visually appealing to look at and to doodle and draw. It's a great design. And Batman looks so cool. Just standing there, well done, everyone. And he's just falling. Cool guys walk away from explosions, you know? But it's funny how almost easily the Bat family, Batman was able to dispatch him. But look at how much trouble Superman's having. And then, of course, Captain Marvel, Shazam, shows up, and he gets some cool moments too, but he ends up kind of ruining things. This bit here where they're just matching atomic breath with heat vision is awesome. Like, that's a real fun fanboy moment. And I feel like this panel with Billy's face there really encaptures how I, as the reader, felt witnessing it too. But then he unleashes his Shazam energy, but then gets knocked off. Superman has to run in and protect him, and takes the brunt of a Godzilla blast, like, without even having his defenses up. And he's out. He is out. Superman is dead, and he was killed by Godzilla. I told you, this is a weird mishmash of continuity. And you know what? Doomsday's name is Godzilla. What can I say? We get this great cover here. I love how those dudes look. I'd like to see a thing in the movies where we have a swarm of those just going through the city. I think that would be real rad. But it kicks off here. Flash is on his way to Iron Heights. We got a breakout going on, as we saw kind of hinted at when it was showing where all the different monsters were headed. And man, this dude looks so cool. I was broken hearted when he got just straight up murdered in the movie, because I want to see more of him. I think he's cool. But you know what's great about these monsters is they don't have to be the only one. You know, they could be like a few of them. You know, they got to have numbers to propagate and such, right? So, you know, I don't know, but I will take any excuse to get that guy back in a movie again, because he was awesome in the film. For the short time we got him, he was real cool, and I'm very partial to the design, and I have loved all the comic appearances, including this one here. And we get a great fight in here with the breakout. And yeah, I gotta point out this bit right here. I thought was funny how they just get the big breath here and assume it's Superman, but we know because we see the little close up of the face there with, and then you get the page reveal. But you know, it's a Supergirl, and she looking real good. I gotta say the artist did a great job on this because every character looks fantastic too. This book may have some flaws in like some characters don't get their justice done and whatnot, but as far as just mashing continuity together to get every character you can think of into this book, they did such a good job drawing everybody and writing all the different characters. Everybody's so fun. I love this running gag with everybody kind of racing Hal to where they're going and him not wanting any part of it because he knows he's going to lose the race. So much fun. And the action we get too is just like so awesome. You know what I'm saying? Like it is throughout. There's not much of a break. There's always something cool going on the page. So if you're just a action comic fan, if you like the Godzilla monster movies, whatever it may be, this book pleases me, and I think it will please you if you're the type of comic fan I am. I just like a good superhero story where there's a lot of cool action in it, and I'm a big fan of the monster stuff and giant monster comics, so this just tickles me pink. We get a full-on mishmash of the two genres, and it respects both of them properly. Like the kaiju are treated well, and the superheroes are too, except for my boy Guy. This spoiler alert for later issues, but they straight up murder Guy Gardner, and that pissed me off. I love him. And that's the thing too, this is totally not in continuity because like people get whacked, you know. And there's no way someone's getting killed off permanently in the mainline universe in some spin-off comic thing. But it don't matter if it's in continuity. What matters is you're having fun while you read it. And I have a blast. This bit here where the Amazons don't seek to fight the creature, but to communicate and subdue it. I love that. It's so in character and spot on. And you know what? Close up of that panel because I really like it. That dude's so cool, and they're great too. But yeah, they just straight up lasso him and try and communicate with him and get him to calm down. And sure enough, it works. They can't really talk to him, but they get the sense of what he's feeling, and they're able to kind of get him to chill and redirect. And he goes somewhere else because, you know, he's got something else calling him too. So I like that. That's just real fun and in character. Meanwhile, Hal's not having a good time. He's stuck in a bubble, but Barry's got his back, and he's doing the whole wrist spinning thing, which I gotta imagine accelerates the carpal tunnel doing that. You know what I'm saying? But he just blasted back, which is real cool. And they're all able to kind of push him back into the ocean and get him away. But, you know, there's still the whole breakout situation, which is kind of no good because we got supervillains all over the place now, too. Meanwhile, on Skull Island, we got all sorts of action going on, which is real cool. And Green Arrow's just trying to run away from it. But it keeps following. Thankfully, Supergirl shows up to give him aid, and we see we see this great bit that just alludes to the original, where Kong's reaching out to the beautiful blonde. He's kind of captured by her. But then she just gives him a good punch on the nose. Crack me up. Meanwhile, we got Batman and such talking. Cyborg and him are coming up with a plan with just just what to do with this whole situation, and the whole kind of deal with Superman. And Batman's like really torn up about it. He can't handle the thought and idea that Superman's out of commission. And then we get a good issue cliffhanger with Lex finding the core of Mechagodzilla. And then right over here, we got this fantastic cover. Might be my favorite of all the main covers that we get for the series, of just Aquaman and Mera there swimming. And wow, what a titanic clash we got back there. That is very, very cool looking. And of course, we saw how that fight went on the big screen after this book came out, and it was a little bit more one-sided in the film. But yeah, this is a little sad looking at just how ruined the city is, you know, if you actually think about in like a real lives lost sort of thing. But you can't really think like that when you're indulging in giant monster stuff, because collateral damage just happens, and you gotta roll with the fun. So let's not dwell on that. Superman's in his little pod here getting a recharge. They're trying to fix him up, but nothing seems to be working, and you can see he's just broken up about it. Don't know what to do. They're sorting out their plan, though. Man, we're not even halfway through the book. I need to start flipping these pages quicker. But you see what's going on. I think you can infer. We got some League of Assassins coming up in here, which is fun. I love what that implies at the end of this issue. But this big Cathud with Cathud. But yeah, so he ends up landing on the boat, and we'll see what happens with that. But meanwhile, Lois is on the watchtower. She gets kind of caught up on things and sees a comatose Clark. She tells him she found the ring, and the answer is yes, and da-da-da. And it's all a little bit emotional and sad. She stays on the watchtower and reviews footage and such. And meanwhile, we cut over to the Legion of Doom, and the nefarious plot they're hatching and figuring out. Lex is rebuilding the Mechagodzilla, which we know is going to be no good. And meanwhile, we cut down into the deep ocean depths, and look at that. That is so cool. T-Mat looks so awesome there. That is a great double page spread. And I do not mind how much of the double page spread is just this normal crab. It adds to perspective, and crabs are cool. But man, that is sick, and I love how it has that giant squid in its mouth. So we get the most awesome clash with everybody going up against him, and they can't take any of it. Like, I love how powerful these monsters are, and how these awesome heroes are doing so little to them. But that doesn't mean there's a disservice done to the superheroes. It just shows how mighty these creatures are. But this page is cool with Godzilla just swimming in and giving him a blast. And then we get an awesome tussle between them. And we get this humorous bit with Arthur unleashing the Kraken. And so he lets the Kraken loose, and we get a cool three-way battle here, and another great double-page spread. Although I do wish we didn't have quite that much gutter loss. The gutter loss isn't bad in this book, and it doesn't affect it throughout most of it. But as you've seen, we've had a few cool double-page spreads, and it does look a little bit bad there. It's a little hard to see the center, but it's still good. And like, you're not really missing too much in a regular page. But we get this great cliffhanger at the end of the issue where Ollie sees in the boat that they're carrying a giant skull Oh, what could that be? And what could the League of Assassins be doing with something that is deceased? This is a pretty cool cover, even though we have the Watchtower in the series and not the Hall of Justice. But that does kind of link it more towards the Super Friends too, which there's quite a few allusions to throughout the book. But here we got Lois and Mercy talking, and she's kind of passing along the Monarch information that Lex had over to Lois. So that's a little bit of a thing, and that catches our heroes up on stuff. We get this awesome page right there. That Kraken looks so sick. I dig that design. And Tiamat's looking real cool there too. I mean, so is Godzilla. Everyone's looking great. All the monsters look good in this book. This is just such a pretty book. The action is wonderful. It's easy to follow. The plot is good, fun popcorn. I enjoy it. And I hope you're enjoying it too as we go page by page, enjoying the plot, the art, and the experience. If you want to read it though. Buy the book yourself. I highly recommend it. This hardcover is very good quality. I love how the paper feels. It's not super glossy or anything, but it's not crazy flat either. It's just a nice book. And this bit is great where we see that Bruce is working on building something crazy, which, spoiler alert, we get some cool mechs in this book, I tell you what. But this bit is pretty diabolical. We got Grodd, who, by the way, I haven't even said yet, but this is the new 52 version of Grodd. You know, so we get some characters who are a little bit in their new 52. Some seem like they're in their rebirth era. Some seem like they're pre-crisis even, because you know, this Barry feels very much like pre-crisis more than post-crisis Barry to me, I will say. But yeah, this is cool with Grodd having some kryptonite on his horn there to mind control Kara, and has her slugging Kong, and he gets him in his thrall, which is pretty brutal. Here we get a very, very angry Shazam swooping on in and beating up all the villains because he's just feeling real guilty about what happened with Superman. He wants to take it out on someone. But we get this great bit here where he's in the middle of fighting and Giganta just slams her fist down and knocks him out. And we get Penguin here saying, "Did Giganta just kill Blockbuster?" And Scarecrow's just like, "Who cares?" It's so silly. I just have a good time reading this book, and what more could you want from a book like this? You know, just a fun tie-in. But here we got the rest of the Lantern Corps showing up, at least the Earth Lanterns, to lend a hand and help with the reinforcing of the Atlantean bubble. And meanwhile, they actually end up locking Godzilla up in these nth metal chains down there that are made for the Kraken. And you know what? They can't defeat him, but they're able to subdue him. So that's pretty clever on their part. You know, except they got to deal with all the other monsters too. Meanwhile, Lex has completed that Mechagodzilla, and we know that's not going to be good. But what could be worse? Well, dropping that big old skull crawler head into the Lazarus pit. Oh no. And that's our issue cliffhanger, and then we get this really cool cover here. Next issue kicks off, and the Justice League is looking way more reinforced. We got Atlantis taken care of. Cyborg is kind of informing everybody what's going on and all the tech involved, what they're going to do. Barry's pointing out how they're all kind of converging on a location. And we're being told that we don't know where Kong is at the moment. So that's not great. But what could be worse is right here, Superman just sort of disappears out of nowhere, and we don't know what's going on. So that's bad. Meanwhile, you got the Mecha Godzilla getting activated, and you got all these baddies just piling up, ready to go. Like, what could be worse for our heroes? Oh yeah, you got all the giant monsters converging in that area, and they seem to be kind of following in the Mecha Godzilla's place, seeing him as the apex titan. No good. No good at all. But thankfully, we got the bat back. And how fun is that? That thing looks pretty cool. I could see some sort of dumb action figure done by like McFarlane or something. That looks like a toy McFarlane would make. Probably already in the making. But we get a great fight with it just decking everybody, and the lanterns end up lending a hand with a giant Green Lantern combined mech. Each one is a limb, just like the Power Rangers. Getting your Super Sentai on. So that's a whole lot of fun. And I gotta say, I was a little bit annoyed and disappointed that we didn't have Dick Grayson in the plane with Damien. I thought that would have been fun because I always like that pairing. But we do get to show off some of his shooting action, and you get the two bloodthirsty boys together in the transforming Robotech mech. And I do like how the Batwing turns into like a Robotech vehicle. That's cool. But then Grodd shows up, and he's got Supergirl in thrall along with Kong here, and that does not bode well for our heroes. So they gotta knock him out of control and into senses real quick. But this is it. This is what breaks my heart. We get this scene here where Grodd straight up murders Guy, killing me. Brian, why don't you like Guy Gardner? He's the best Green Lantern. Why you gotta be a hater? Don't kill my boy. Bring him back to life. In the non-canon miniseries, yeah, alright, I get you. But still, I hate it. However, the death of the Lantern does lead to a great point later in the series. And it's interesting, too. We got Bart in the book. It would have been cool if we saw him as Impulse, but we don't. We see him here as Kid Flash. But again, it's a weird amalgamation of continuities and just like costumes and how people act and who's in what team and such. But we get this great bit with Beast Boy Changeling turning into a Kong-sized creature, and he does a good job slugging it out, although he doesn't really give as good as he takes. Yeah, he's taken out quick, but he tries. Meanwhile, look who just showed up on the scene. Daddy's home. And Godzilla's ticked off too, like, ooh, see, he's mad. But we also see this big old thing going on. What's shooting on down there? He sees something. He knows something's off. And, it's Superman. Superman's back. He's okay. He's not dead. Oh, my goodness. I was so worried. This is a real cool cover here with Lex and the Mecha Godzilla under his control. And just like Daily Planet Globe just in shambles. Superman right there. That's a great cover. But here we get illuminated into what happened, which was Superman was teleported to the sun and got a super mega charge, which is going to help us out in the coming battle. We also find out that Toyman actually ended up getting stepped on the moment they teleported onto Earth, and the Dreamstone there has been stuck to the bottom of his foot this whole time. Pretty goofy fun. But look at this great page. This has Not everybody, but it's got a lot. It's got most everybody, and real cool. Over here, we see the lantern ring kind of flying up, though. Sad, because we know what that means, but, you know, like I say, sometimes you just gotta roll with it, and we're gonna get a good moment out of it in a little bit here. And I do like I do like how broken up Hal does seem about it, but man, I love these guys. They're just so creepy. So freaky deaky. I love that design. That is so cool. Yeah, just some great fights in this book. The lanterns reconverge together. They're missing a member, but they're just kind of bringing up a shield. So you only really got one arm, but you got Captain Marvel there back in the action, so that's good. And man, I wish he was in the comic more. He does not do enough in the book. This bit with her just giving a big old slam and knocking Kara back, that's real cool. Giganta's pretty awesome. I'd like to see her get more of a spotlight. She's a pretty cool villain. But I like this Superman just decking Godzilla, being like, hey, cut it out. But he unlocks his chain, riles Godzilla up enough to follow him, and then he's going straight to the action. Because you know that when Godzilla shows up, he's going to see some bigger fish to fry. But then we get this great scene here. You knew it was coming. We got a Green Lantern powered Kong. That ring goes straight to him. We get a good fake out with Batwoman and her talking about indomitable spirit and such. But like we saw a couple pages before, we got a hint that ring was coming. Where was that? There we go. We saw that coming. So cool. So cool. Oh, I love it. So we got Green Lantern powered Kong. He makes a construct of his axe, and he gets to work. Meanwhile, the supers get the bright idea to rip the arms off of the mech, which does wonders in subduing the creature. I was gonna say de-arming him, but that's too cheesy. But we get this cool scene with Batman doing a backbreak on the mech there, and Superman showing up with pissed off Godzilla in tow. And I love how he just charges at the beast when he sees him. And then we get a combined atomic and eye laser blast, and that's just so cool. Yeah, I love everything about this fight. You get Kong coming in and getting a blow. So you got the three main dudes, Superman, Godzilla, and Kong, and they all contributed to taking that dude out. And with that, the Lantern Ring leaves. It did what it needed to do, which was be really cool for an issue. And then Superman uses the stone to set everything right. You know, of course, besides bringing Guy back to life. But, you know, whatever. I'm not salty or anything. But he sends all the kaiju back. The day is saved. Luthor and the Legion are rounded up, and they're going to seek justice. And we see Clark and Lois having a beautiful picnic discussing their upcoming wedding. The end. What a fun story. Good happy ending, except for the guy thing. And everything worked out, and we got some really cool action. Let's look at these variant covers, though, huh? Oh, this one has the mech, and Superman and Wonder Woman look real good. Oh, of course it looks good. I'm looking at the credits here. It's the Jim Lee variant. Of course they look good. Nobody draws beautiful people like Jim Lee. He does, and he does a damn good Godzilla too. This one's pretty trippy. I'm not the biggest fan of this kind of digital painting style, but it looks real cool. There's like just a lot of kinetic energy going on there. Francisco Matina. And this one's the one that we have on the dust jacket of the book, and that's Dan Mora, who I love his work. I remember first seeing him when I was reading the Power Rangers comic. Absolutely fantastic. I think he's going to be remembered as like this generation's George Perez. This one's really cool too, though, and that's by Alan Qua, if I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. Yeah, that's real cool. I like that. Although I will say this Godzilla looks like much more of a blend of the traditional like Heisei Godzilla mixed with the legendary one. Doesn't look quite like the legendary one. Here we get that really awesome bit of artwork we saw before printed on the hardcover itself. That's cool, and I like that they give it a double page on there. But you know, I feel like because we got a few of them that we get smaller thumbnails, I feel like they probably could have made that a smaller piece to make one of the others have a bigger portion, since we already see it printed on the book. Who did that? Christian Duce and Luis Guerrero. All right. This is real cool. I like this one a lot. That's rad. That's Rafael Albuquerque and Alejandro Sanchez. A lot of like, what is that, like South American names? Apologize if I'm not pronouncing anything correctly. This one's cool. Dustin Nguyen. I like this. This has a rough gothic feel to it. It doesn't carry the vibe of the book at all, but it is really cool. Oh, this one is kick-ass. David Nakayama. And he goes by DNA. All right, I like that. That's a cool signature too. This is an awesome cover. I would have liked to have seen this be printed on the hardcover of the book even. That is cool. That is a really cool double page. And we see everybody. That's the new version of Power Girl. You know, we got Fire and Ice over there. That's awesome. Can't quite make out who any of these folks are, but we got Hal, we got Flash. Yeah, we got a lot of major players. We didn't see them in the book though, so that's kind of cool. They got on that cover there. I like that. That is a cool piece of artwork. This one's rad. Francisco. Okay, yeah. All right, we saw him. Yeah, that is trippy. I'm not really digging the vibe of it. Doesn't feel like the book, but this one's super cool. Joe Boy Mayers. Very cool. I like this one a lot. That's a creepy, mean-looking villain Godzilla, but real neat looking. And this Kong looks vicious here. Mike Dadato. Okay. I totally see it after reading the credits. I couldn't quite see it first, but I totally see it after reading that there. Simone Demia did this one. I don't know it, but this is a cool looking cover. That's a weird looking Godzilla, how it has him charging up and how the energy looks on him. That looks very kind of Tron-ish to me. This is a really cool one. Just showing all the damage with the big old footstep. It just says the artist is covered by artist Dean. No last name. Oh, or it's just one name. All right. This one is George Malona. It looks real cool too. I really like this one though, just with how devastated everything is. As long as you're not thinking about like a loss of life or anything. Just as far as like some cool destruction, that is cool. That is awesome. I like that a lot. This is a great cover here. Will Spertocchio. Totally makes sense, and I can see that. Looks real good. I like that. That is really cool. This one is real rad, and I look at it and like I totally know who it is before you see. But yeah, James Stokoe, and man, we finished off Kaiju last year with his Half-Century War. One of the best books ever. And it's cool seeing him kind of do a legendary version with the spines and everything. I really wish they would keep his spines more legendary, unique, and not revert them into the more traditional Godzilla style, because it does help keep him his own persona, which I do like. This one's very cool too, but it also taps into that very ominous, scary vibe. I'm getting big villain Godzilla vibe off that one. Very cool. I love I love the sense of motion in the still picture. That's by Puppeteer Lee. All right, this one's instantly super cool, but doesn't really match up the feeling of the book at all. But that's by Jock, and it looks awesome. This one's by Michael Chow, and that is really cool. I like that a lot. I'm getting kind of I'm getting some real good feelings off of this one here. I'm getting some New Frontier vibes. Real nice. Gist, not familiar at all. Never heard that name. That's a cool looking one though. Very. I don't know. His realistic isn't quite the right word, but very interesting perspective, I guess. Just the size and scope and where the camera angle's at. In-Hawk Lee though, real good. I always feel weird saying his name because I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, but really like the guy's artwork. This Francis Manapul one's real cool, and I like how we see the reflection in her shield of them kind of fighting too. This one, Daniel Warren Johnson, real cool. I like his art a whole lot, and that's real rad. I dig that. I love how Batman's cape looks there. That's real neat. This one's pretty cool, but it's very stylized, and I can't say I'm quite loving how the heroes look, but how everything's composed on this cover is awesome. Nicholas Daper Ivy, very cool. This one by Jim Lee here though, I'm not loving how Kong looks here with the head just looks wrong. Like, you know what I mean? I'm having trouble pointing out, but it looks like he's got a haircut, like his head's shaped wrong. It just feels a little naked. He's got a trim. Someone always looks funny when you've only ever seen him with a beard and then you see him shaved for the first time. I feel like that's what happened with him there. This Mora cover with the Mecha Godzilla is super cool. And you gotta love the Lantern Kong here with Christian Duce. So that's cool. I like that. That looks real rad. We're almost done with the book. I promise, fellas. All right, Mikkel Jane here with this cover. That looks so cool. And right here, this is by Kendrick Lim. I like it. Good stuff. Fun book. This is what I was talking about, where we have a couple thumbnail covers. So here we got these kind of poster covers, and here we have a wraparound that looks really cool. And that's by Mikkel Jane. These are Christina Duce. Okay, there we go. All right, that's the book. Did you have fun? I had fun with it. Great art, super action, fun story, just the best popcorn ride you could have. Thanks for joining me. We got a little bit more of Kaiju Lie left, even though we're winding it down, so I hope you join me for the finale. We'll see you a little bit later.